青い水平線を今駆け抜けてく研ぎ澄まされた時の流れ感じてよときめきへと動き出す世界は忘れかけてた遠い夢の訪れ Right on time さまよう想いなら優しく受け止めてそっと包んで Alright on time 心に火をつけて溢れるような恋に広がれ Right on time
Greetings, Canadian rail fanners. CN6060 Productions here. In today's video, I will be redoing the story of 6060, as well as how it got famous for, and how you can help 6060 get back on track. So let's get on with the video, shall we? The year was 1944, near the end of the Second World War, and the last U-1482s of the CN rolled out of the shops. It had a very unique design, a front-nose cone on the smokebox giving it the nickname Blue Nose Betty, and 6060 was the first one of this class to roll out of the Montreal locomotive works, and were quickly put into service, hauling freight and passenger as expected for most new locomotives at the time. In 1945, 6060 took over a passenger train in McKenna, Ontario, where a young 12-year-old boy laid his eyes on and fell in love with this fine piece of machinery. His name was Harry Holmes. Years later, in 1960, the 6060, along with all her sisters, were retired from CN and sent to the scrapyard. 6060 sat there, watching her sisters get cut out for scrap to help earn extra money for CN, and for 2 years. Then in 1962, 6060 was saved and put on static display in Jasper, Alberta, where it will remain there for a whole decade until 6060 was brought back by CN for its famous steam program in the East. It was quickly restored and ran excursions to Smith Falls, Ontario, and more until CN ended it due to high operating costs of running steam. 6060's future was dim. It wasn't until a man purchased the engine for $1 Canadian, and it was none other than Harry Holmes. .6060 was now in the hands of Harry. Harry drove 6060 to Alberta and would continue to run excursions. Then an arrangement was formed to give 6060 to the province of Alberta. 6060 would need more work to continue running, but not just that, Harry would like to get her lady to Vancouver for the cavalcade of steam at Expo 86. It took months, but with one final talk, Harry was able to get started on the big rebuild. The 6060 was towed out of the shops by GMD-1s to Jasper, Alberta, to begin the big restoration. 5 months later, the parade begun and 6060 wasn't there. It was disappointing, but Harry and his friends continued, and after a few more days, 6060 finally steamed again. It was Harry's birthday when the day arrived to run her to Vancouver, and a big bow was there to surprise Harry on the smokebox on the now alive 6060. A huge ceremony was held to send 6060 off on a 3-day journey to Vancouver. The day when Harry arrived with her lady, all the steam locomotives that were there blew all their whistles to greet the Alberta locomotive. From there on, after the Expo, 6060 would partake in a return to Jasper with an engine that was in the Expo, and that locomotive was the Royal Hudson 2860. The locomotives would run to Jasper, and 2860 would head back after a day in Jasper. This was a historic moment. A former CN engine with a former CP engine. After the big doubleheader with 2860 and a couple other locomotives, 6060 ran to Stettler to become an excursion engine at the Alberta Prairie Railway. The engine would have a great time until 2012 when it went down for another rebuild. Sadly, in 2020, Harry Holmes died peacefully in his home in Jasper. He was 87 years old.
Harry was smitten.
I remember thinking with great hope that someday maybe I'd be on that old, not that old girl, that great piece of machinery.
In 2020, the Rocky Mountain Rail Society announced that they'll begin work on returning 6060 to steam. As of now, the stables are getting worked on, and other cleanups and refurbishments is being done as of now. You can help them reach their goal of $750,000 to get 6060 back in steam. No doubt about it that somewhere out there, Harry will be happy to see his lady steam again. Link of their website is down below in the description for donations. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.